Experiment. Explore. Enjoy.
Right, so we're here with Roey at Synthux Academy. Hey, man.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, thanks for dropping by. Synthux Academy. We have our first official instrument released today, this weekend at Superbooth, and it's called Touch 2. So Touch is a standalone device, although it could also be Eurorack if you just plug your Eurorack here. It's a completely standalone device that is expandable. And the reason it's expandable is because it's running the Daisy Seed microcontroller and we can program it with lots of different instruments. However, the challenge when you actually have something that can have so many different firmwares is that you will never know your interface. It's very hard every time that you have a new firmware to know what you're actually playing. So what we have is swappable faceplates. What you see here is a string. So if you look carefully, you actually see here, this is the pitch of the string. That's timbre. This is density and notes and okay. But then if you look at the effects, let me see here. The effects in the same place where we have pitch is now delay. And you simply just slap this on, put 2 bolts in, and you have a different instrument. So let's have a listen.
Sure.
This, if you know your music tech industry, is mutable instruments rings with a little bit of reverb. So let's turn this on. Okay, we have now no reverb, and we have here the damping of the string. Cool. So each of these pads is a note. We also have a bass here, so we could do the same thing with bass. So this is another instrument that is a bass instrument or a chord instrument. We're really trying to make these standalone, right? So mutable instrument is more of like a modular thing. This is a standalone, so we had to make a lot of design decisions. So to make this more standalone and playable, we added an arpeggiator. So it's actually like this is an arpeggiator, but if you look at the density, I can now change the density and create Euclidean rhythms. Right? So I have different kinds of Euclidean rhythms here that I could perform with. And I have here distortion, because what is a guitar without distortion?
Exactly.
And that's really cool. But then there's also a Valhalla reverb injected into this.
Wow.
And what I'm doing is I'm holding the T in touch. That's also a touchpad. And then I can turn on my reverb. Let's turn this off, and I can go to my delay here. Let's turn on the delay. And let's turn on a bit crusher. Turn off the delay so we can really hear the effects.
Yeah, that's
kinds
nice.
of bit crusher. Oh, that's really loud. So I can turn on the volume here. And then yeah, I can also do the same thing with the bass here. So.
Lush sound, really nice sound.
Yeah, so the idea is really to create the gift that keeps on giving. Every couple of months we run contests between developers in our community, and we will throw a challenge at them. Like this switch on the string is actually not doing anything. Come up with ideas for this. And then as a musician, you basically get this email, we have another 10 firmwares now that you could play around with. We'll make a bunch of videos, and the part that comes right after this is teaching. So if you're a developer, a beginner developer, and you want to learn, you can join the community and work with professional developers, watch live streams and masterclasses with people like Vlad here that is like jamming in the back. Vlad is a software engineer with 15 years of experience, and he wrote a lot of the code that you're actually hearing here, like the melody maker that we had here, and basically combining everything and structuring the code on GitHub so it's easy to digest if you're getting started with development.
Yeah. And how is each module contained within the panel? You said you can replace the panel to
Yeah, so you basically
change
just open these bolts, and you just place the faceplate. You also have a blank faceplate which you could draw on, which is really cool. So you can actually see the guy here is actually playing an instrument by a student of mine. This is Parker over there. And these strings are vibrating because the speaker is moving. And the instrument has a completely different functionality based on the design that's required for such an interactive installation. So also the interface that was basically drawn by hand.
Yeah, it looks really good. Really, really incredible. Excellent. And so are these available now?
It's available now. It's 213 euros as a standalone, including taxes. That depends where you are in the world. It's 180 x taxes. If you're into DIY, that's a really, really easy build, and we have video tutorials to explain how to build it. So really step by step so you can learn, and that's going for 140, including VAT. So it's basically it's a bargain. It's the cheapest by far platform for developing for the Daisy. So if you're a programmer and you want to get started with this, we have plenty of classes, objects you could work with to design your own instruments, and everything is like really tidy and organized. And if you're into DIY and just want to build, or if you're a musician and just want to play, then we're now at the stage after 3 years that we can actually say this is accessible for everyone.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for showing us, Roey.
Thank you so much for dropping by.
And congratulations on your first release.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.